Merry Christmas again.
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
How was yours?
Forgot about that one. It was good.
Are you taking over his punter duties?
First punts in 10 years. Thought I'd just give it a shot.
Would you put in high school?
No.
Secret weapon.
I guess so. You never know when we're going to break it out.
In week two, you talked about you kind of reminded everyone to relax. It was still early. How would you describe just where this team is at compared to back then? How far has this team come?
Well, our mindset has remained the same. We weren't. Nobody was worried then. We're treating every week the same, and I think that's why we're so good. Is because we have veteran guys that treat every single week the same, every practice the same. They're just trying to get better, picking something to work on. So we're a much better team than we were then, but that's just because of how guys prepare and work. Yeah, we're friends. We've hung out quite a bit, and I mean everybody that watches Josh, there's no secrets about why he's so good. He's fun to watch. He runs around, makes plays, makes throws that nobody else can make. He's just an exciting player, a great player that where it's gonna be fun to go against him.
What do you like about him? Why do you hang around with him? What do you like about him as a personality, as a guy?
It's just fun to be around. He's an outgoing guy. He's fun to hang out with.
When did that relationship with you guys start?
We both trained with the same guy in the off season, and so that started when I was training pre-draft.
You said you were going to take a look at the film after the game Saturday, like you always do, and make corrections. Curious from Saturday, what stuck out to you about the corrections that are especially urgent going into a game that has as much on the line as it does Monday?
Yeah, we just got to execute, better the entirety of the game. The first half was great, and then the second half we still moved the ball really well. We just made some critical mistakes that allowed them to get back in the game and put them in position to win. So we just got to execute better the entire game.
Were they mistakes of communication, execution, combination? What were they?
A little bit, all the above.
You think there was anything that you also saw in the first half at Tampa Bay? Because that was also first half didn't go according to plan for you guys.
Say that again?
Was it kind of like the same issues that you saw in the first half at Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago, and then you were able to correct it in the second half, and then obviously this past Saturday was kind of flipped. First half going well for you guys.
No, I wouldn't say the same issues. Every game has its own unique challenges.
Are there any specific lessons you draw from either of those games, specifically against an opponent like Buffalo, just based on those two games?
No, I mean you watch the film and you make your corrections and you move on. It's not like we went out and won both the games, played well enough to win, but there's always room to improve.
What do you like about Joe Brady?
Joe, we had 1 year together really, and it was the best year in the history of college football. So that was fun. The team that we had, we became friends through that time and stayed in contact. So me and Joe have a good relationship.
Often said some of the stuff you did that year they brought to Cincinnati for your first couple of years here. What did that do for you? Having a couple things that were familiar that were put in the Bengals offense.
Yeah, it was just I thought we have great coaches that know what it takes to have a young quarterback play well, and I was coming from a pro style system, and I think that helped, and Zach and Brian and Pitch and the whole offense did a great job of making me feel comfortable doing stuff that I had done in the past until I kind of got my feet underneath me.
You've learned this year that you really don't seem to be motivated from external things, but heading into this year, I mean, people probably just gifted the Bills the AFC Championship. It was always the Bills and the Chiefs when people talk about teams in the AFC, despite what you guys did last year. Now, obviously, you guys are getting a lot of attention, but did it ever irk you that you guys, after the run you made and then heading into the season, you returned back all your starters? Did it ever irk you that you guys weren't in that conversation and you weren't either?
No, it really didn't. The season's gonna play out, and so we knew the team we had, we knew the guys that we had. The off season is the off season. People got to find stuff to talk about. We knew the season was gonna play out the way it has, and we knew we were gonna play really well, so we weren't too worried about it.
Do you feel like y'all are good enough now that y'all are beyond the concept of a measuring stick game?
Yeah, we've beaten everybody. We know we can play against everybody. We've done it in the biggest of moments. So, and like I said, we're treating every game the same. We've played everybody the last 2 years. We haven't played the Bills yet, so that'll be a fun challenge. But they're good on defense. We got a lot of veteran guys that know how to play within their scheme. They play hard. They play fast. They play schematically sound. So it'll be a fun challenge.
Is that kind of the big difference between this Week 17 matchup and last year's Week 17 matchup against KC? Because that was really the first time y'all were all like ascending and playing a team of that caliber.
Yeah, you look back to that one, and that was kind of won the division for us last year, so that was fun. But we hadn't played the upper echelon of the AFC at that point, and so that was a big win for us. But like I've said, we've proven it. I guess that's all I can say about that.
In the past, you've talked about how it takes you up to a quarter to figure out what type of game it's going to be. When Josh Allen's on the other side, Stephon Diggs, we know about that offense. Do you just assume that it's going to be a high-scoring affair and you're going to have to?
Well, the way a lot of these, you saw it against Kansas City the last time. The way a lot of these games play out is, the offenses are so good, you don't get a ton of possessions, and so a lot of them are 28-24, and nobody really punts. And so you got to take advantage of those possessions when you get them. And if your defense gets a turnover, you got to take advantage of that and score points.
What specifically, going back to the challenge of their defense, is there anything that stands out about Buffalo's defense when you watch them on film?
You can tell their secondary is very well coached. They're sound in their scheme. They're not having a ton of coverage breakdowns. Their safeties do a great job of disguising what coverages they're in, and their defensive line gets after the passer. I know they lost, Vaughn, but those other guys have really stepped up and done a great job and got after the passer really well. So I feel like I'm saying that every week, but got to get the ball out quickly. You got to make sure that I get the ball in my playmakers' hands.
Tre'Davious White came in as a ball hawk pretty much right away, 2017. What is it about his game that you as a quarterback have to be aware of?
Well, he's explosive. He's got good ball skills. Like I said, sound in his scheme, understands his leverages. He's just a really, really good corner. It would be a big challenge for our guys.
When you have a new cornerstone coming in on the offensive line at one of the tackle spots, what are you looking for throughout the week to get that comfort and that familiarity so you feel good in the pocket on Sunday?
Yeah, well, the good thing is that we've played with Zay for the last most of last year, so that's a guy that we're comfortable with, that has played a lot of football, and so we're whoever we're putting out there is I have the utmost trust in them because they've all played a lot of football.
Joe, I know you talked before about the wait for a game. You got to wait all the way till Monday night at 8:30 for kickoff. You can only prep so much. What are you doing to fill some of that time?
Yeah.
And just kind of spend that mental energy before a game.
Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday. We had the long break for the weekend, play on Saturday, and not again until Monday. So that's almost kind of like a Thursday night game where you have a little mini bye, and it just felt weird sitting at home all day. Don't really like that this late in the year. I want to get going. So it was definitely a challenge.
What do you do with that stir crazy energy? How do you just got to get up and move around? What do you do?
Yeah, just try to go through your normal routine, get a couple extra lifts in, watch the tape early. That's all you can do.
You faced a lot of the star safeties, Pittsburgh, Tennessee. Buffalo has one of those guys. When you're facing a guy like that, how does that kind of impact your chess match?
Well, the guys that have played a lot of football at the safe position all know how to disguise coverages, know what quarterbacks are looking at. So you just always have to be aware that they might do something you haven't seen before, because those guys are smart. They know how to disguise their coverages, their leverages, their blitzes. So it's always a challenge when you face one of those guys.
Who's Zay?
Sorry?
Zay? You said Zay.
I think you'll have to ask Zach on that one, I guess.
How are you guys different from January 2nd last year to January 2nd now? How are you guys different, better? What's going on in the last 365 days? Is you guys what you are now?
Well, it's just a different year, new team. We've added pieces. It's just a completely different team. We're playing a different way. Our style is different. Just a whole new team.
The concept of a check down as a surrender, is that something that you thought of as a quarterback or growing up? I don't want to check it. At what point, if that was the case, did you maybe kind of change the way you thought about kind of how that play goes?
Well, the goal is always to get an explosive, but that's not always the reality. And what our guys have done such a good job of this year is, tight ends, running backs, and receivers when they're on a short route is if I do check it down, they're getting us 6, 7, 8 yards. Makes my job easy, makes me feel comfortable doing that because it keeps us on track. And they're some of the best in the league at making guys miss and getting those extra yards, keeping us on track. So that makes me feel really good.
How excited would you be if you had Hayden Hurst back for this game?
Yeah, he's a big part of our team. He was having a great year, and we've missed him the last couple of weeks. And so if we get him back, it just adds another element to our offense, an element of explosiveness that he brings to the table.
Joe, I know you don't want to talk about self a ton and kind of lift yourself up a ton, but you've won 10 straight games in December and January. What does it say about who you are as a player, as a quarterback, your mindset to have done that?
Well, it says a lot about who we are as a team. One, how smart our coaches are with how we practice and how mature our guys are with taking care of their bodies, getting their lifts in, making sure they feel great on Sundays because you don't win that many straight games this late in the year if you're not healthy. Your guys are feeling really good, so you got to give credit to our strength staff and our coaches for understanding that and not practicing us into the ground, and then our guys that really maintain their bodies really well.
Joe, you're not into individual stuff, especially right now, but you, Josh, and you're going to be in the MVP conversation probably every year. What would that mean? Not that you're going to get it, but what would that mean to a player? Is that something you thought of when you were a kid of being an MVP? Is that something that would mean a lot to you?
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. It would, well, if you win it and you go to the ceremony, usually you're not in the Super Bowl because if you're in the Super Bowl, you're preparing and sitting in the hotel. So I'd rather have that one.
You mentioned looking at how this team has won in a variety of different ways. Have you seen yourself grow and adapt in various ways over these last couple of weeks while the streak is going on?
I just think this whole season, we've gone through a lot of ups and downs. The last 7 weeks have been great, but the beginning of the year was a lot of adversity, and so we've persevered. I wouldn't say we've learned a lot about ourselves, but confirmed, a lot of our beliefs that, we have a mentally tough team that's willing to go through the adversity and come out on top. So, this has been a fun year so far.
How'd you come up with the cruise idea?
I'll keep that one to myself. I think it was a good gift, though.
Have any extras for the meeting?
I do have some extras. Contact me after.
Are you going? Did you get one yourself?
I don't like boats. I'm not a boat guy.
Which
Is
fruit?
that true? Wait, what? You don't like boats?
No, I don't like boats.
Why don't you have it?
You're stuck out there. What if something happens?
Fair point.
So you're sending your own line?
Well, I know they like it. I figured they would like it.
Thanks, Joe.
Good.